Yes! Alrighty! What's up, everybody? It is I, your tribal god of the screen, Peter Joseph here, for a beautiful Friday afternoon video. Right here on the main channel, Killer of Demons 669. And as always, thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video, hit that subscribe button down on my pants, otherwise known as the description box below. Share the video all over the internet. And don't forget to follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Do it now, because if you don't, well, you lose. And don't forget to leave a comment on this video or any one of my videos in the past, now, and in the future, Conan, but don't leave stupid comments. You're going to be treated like a stupid idiot. You're going to get sent to the Shadow Realm, beaten severely, and then Ozzy and Satan will just come out, laugh at you, and then eat your soul. So don't do it. Go somewhere else and do it. If not, kiss my ass and blow me. That's pretty much it. And don't forget to tap and slap that bell, turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. You miss anything, well, you missed it, dude. Because you're SOL. I think we all know what that means by now. And if not, well, you're still SOL because you don't know what it means. Ha! And that's pretty much it. So like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, all the other good shit. And if you're brand new here, if you're here for the first time, well, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, grab a tasty cone, put your feet up and enjoy the show. You like it? Great. You don't? Well, fuck you, man. And that's pretty much it. Yeah. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, final official weekend of April. It is April the 24th. 2026. Hope you all had a great day. And I hope you have a great weekend. Not going to be so great here in the Northeast. Tomorrow is going to be, raining cats and dogs into most of Sunday, too. It's going to be kind of on and off Sunday. Monday might be a little drizzle. So, not a great weekend. Sunday might be the better of the 2 days. But today was pretty damn nice. Colder than yesterday. But I'll take it. I'll take a nice day, go for a nice little walk in the park with the woman, and just enjoy Friday, you know. But it is what it is, and that's that. But hope you had a great day, and if not, well, too bad. And that's that. We got SmackDown coming your way in a little under 2 hours. Should be a great show. The SmackDown after WrestleMania. We got some news, ladies and gentlemen, before we get before we get to the Raw review. Well, the spring cleaning has taken place. We got I just heard 3 women had been released, and that's Alba Fire, Kaylee Ray, Zoe Stark, which I'm pissed at because she got hurt. She was on her way back. I thought she was gonna come back, maybe make a nice return. Nope. Another injury casualty. Bye-bye, so long, farewell to her, which sucks. And the biggest one today, Nikki Cross is gone. She got released today, because I saw her Twitter, and she put up a goodbye to the fans, bye to the WWE. I don't know why. I don't know, man. They put her in the Wyatt Six as Sister Abigail. I guess that ain't gonna happen, because I don't know if they're gonna they're thinking about maybe putting Alexa Bliss in there now. Whether that happens or not, I don't know, because I have to bring up her and Charlotte at some point, which, you know, kind of teasing, but I don't know what's gonna happen there. Chelsea Green, well, the secret Hurt Vis is done, because Doudrop, Piper Niven, I don't know when she's coming back from her neck injury, and now Alba Fire's gone, and, well, technically, Tiffy Tip was working with her. I don't think that was even going to happen anyway, but I mean, it is what it is. So, probably be more named. I didn't get all of them, for today. I'll probably do a video sometime this weekend about it, because I'm very busy this weekend, and, got a lot of videos to catch up on. So, we'll talk about the spring cleaning from today, probably on Sunday or Monday. We'll we'll discuss it and everything. But I will keep abreast. I said breast. I'll keep myself updated on the spring cleaning. SmackDown roster is gonna be new tonight. With Mr. Danhausen. I would curse you. Supposedly gonna be on the SmackDown roster. We could see Ricky Starks tonight, but we'll see what happens with that. And a whole lot more on SmackDown tonight. We all know Cody still the undisputed champion of SmackDown. We'll see what happens with him and Randy Orton tonight, possibly doing something with Backlash. And well, no more Pat McAfee, and well, I guess no more Joey Roll either, because Pat McAfee, after this whole thing, he was like, I never wanted to do it in the first place. He was against it, and he still did it. That was a waste of time. That whole freaking Pat McAfee thing with Randy, being in his ear and shit. That was a waste. The whole match was, but I really wanted Randy to win the title at Mania, but why didn't it go to Cody? I don't know, because it was a stupid fucking caveat with Pat McAfee. I think that was why Cody won. Because if Pat McAfee was not even in this storyline along with Joey Roll, I guarantee Randy would have won at Mania. But now they might do a rematch because of what happened at Mania when Randy kicked fucking Cody's face off, basically, in a freaking eyeball. Holy shit. So I'll probably get that started tonight, and Randy might win a Backlash. It doesn't feel good. I'd rather he should have won a Mania, not a B-level pay-per-view like Backlash. Just saying. Also, it was announced that Night of Champions is going to be in Saudi Arabia June 27th, which is the day before, the day before a big night of action, June 28th, where Slammiversary goes head-to-head with Forbidden Door, I believe. What are you gonna watch? I'm watching Forbidden Door, because I want to see the chicks from Stardom, that's all. I care less for Slammiversary at this point, but, I might tune in here and there, we'll see. So lots of news going on in the world of professional wrestling, the sport of professional wrestling, so we got all that. But we'll talk about it in bits and pieces, with that. But ladies and gentlemen, on your Friday afternoon, your late Friday afternoon, still sun is out, gonna be out for another hour, almost 2 hours about. It's almost getting almost about to get to 8 o'clock where the sun goes down, and when it gets dark, about 8:15, 8:20. So that's pretty damn good. By the time we hit Memorial Day weekend in early June, before the summer hits, the dark in the northeast, in my area, pretty much before 9 o'clock. You gotta love that. It's coming up to my favorite season in the entire world, which is the summer. I can't wait for the summer, man. Go to the beach, hang out, look at the ladies with their thong bikinis and their boobies popping out, But, it is what it is. It is what it is. So I'll go to the park, maybe, go to the beach, maybe with the missus, and maybe get a couple of mini vacations in. We'll see what happens with that. Not a long vacation, not this year, but maybe. We'll see. We're trying to plan something maybe for near Labor Day weekend, but we'll see what happens. It's far ahead, so we got that. Alright, enough about the spiel for 9 minutes and change. You came here to talk about wrestling, so we're going to talk about wrestling right now, because it is time for your late and getting close to really late and out of fucking date, your Monday Night Raw on Netflix review for the Raw After Mania, April the 20th. It's smoking time again. That's 420, you fuckers. So, smoke if you got them. That's pretty much it. I don't smoke, so. I don't smoke, I don't drink, and I don't have promiscuous sex. I'm straight edge. Like Phil. But I'm better than Phil. We all know that. Alright, look at that. Alright, so Raw after Mania. This was a great show. Pretty good show. Roman, the new World Heavyweight Champion, gonna grace us with his presence. The Tribal Chief, put up your ones, ladies and gentlemen. And acknowledge him. We got him. Phil probably in the house to cry like a little bitch. And a whole lot more. So let's get into it. So we are emanating once again from Vegas at the T-Mobile Arena. And our commentary team, the normal Monday Night crew, the legendary Michael Cole and Cody Slave. Alright, let's get into it. Let's not waste any time. Alright, so we get the traditional long as fuck WrestleMania recap for both nights. Oh, that was long. So after that spiel, we get the man who conquered the beast, Brock Lesnar, and that's the Buddha, who the Destroyer, who the bringer of war, who the man you cannot conquer, who, and that's Oba, who, Femi, the man from Wakanda. Wakanda forever. Alright, so Oba comes out, does this Oba strut. Fans love the guy. He's probably the most over guy next to Roman right now. So basically, he gets in the ring. The fans are cheering him on. He can't even get a word in edgewise, and he says 4 words: "The ruler has arrived." Drop the mic. After what he said on the post show on night 2, saying, "Roman, I'm coming for you." I think he said something like at the end of the year, by the summer. No, actually, I think he said by the end of the year he's going to come for Roman. Oh, I can't wait for that match. I think it should happen at the end of the year. I know Roman's like, well, we'll see how you do through the summer, because, Roman's going to be here with us through the summer. You gotta love that. So he'll be on Raw every Monday night, pretty much up until I think Labor Day. I mean, we'll see, but the thing is with Oba, they have nobody before Roman right now. He's got nobody to face him. And then you put, well, it gets to later, Roman versus Jacob Fatu? Huh? Okay, Hunter. We'll go with that. I think we know where that's going. They're doing a reverse Bloodline 1.0. Now they're making it a 2.0. But now as a face Bloodline, which I am for. Make Roman a face. I mean, even when it was a heel, slash tweener, he still was getting praised up the wazoo. So, it didn't matter. But, I think him and the Usos, possibly now Jacob, and I said that, I think a year or two ago, that Jacob was going to join up with Roman, when Jacob actually pretty much debuted in WWE. I was like, put him with Roman. Instead they put him with Solo. But how did that go? I love you, Solo! That stuff. Then becomes a U.S. champ for like a minuscule minute or two. I think he was, was he? I think he was actually tag team champ for SmackDown. Because him and Tama Tonga, I think, were tag team champions and they lost to the Machine Guns. Oh, God. Who are the Machine Guns now? Obscurity. I bet you nothing they'll get released. They're probably going to get released because there's really no SmackDown tag teams right now. I know the Street Profits are back, but they're on Raw right now. There's nobody on Raw either, so the tag team division is just right now. I mean, it's good that the Profits are back after, Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford forgot to pull on a 2 with their hot girlfriends / wives. Forgot! Oops! Babies! Nothing bad wrong with that. They want to make kids. Go ahead. You got the money. Well, sometimes you got to pull out once in a while. You do it at the wrong time. Not Jimmy Uso. Naomi was on a hot streak, and what happens? Jimmy forgot to pull on a 2. Naomi got pregnant. About to pop out baby Oos. I don't know when, but... And now, freaking Bianca Belair's about to pop. Not about to, but I think she's like 6 months in. And I saw a video of her freaking working out. I'm like, what? She's pregnant and freaking doing, like, she's like doing a handstand, and she's doing, like, this. I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't know you could do that while pregnant. Yeah, something new every day. I know you can't do that, shut up. Moron.
I can do that too.
Yeah, I know you could, I'm a dick, but that's another story. Another time. Shut up. Anyway. Alright, so Oba comes out, basically says the ruler has arrived, and we'll see what happens with that. I mean, it worked for Roman, like, in 2000 and 9 years ago. That was, like, 2017. Gonna work for Oba? Maybe. We'll see. Alright. So I gave that 3.5 out of 5 stars. Then we get to, my first amazingly hot Asian wife. Should have been a Mania along with Katie! We did see EO help out Mommy Rhea Ripley, but now we see a video for Asuka. Nobody is ready for Asuka, but you know what is my dick. My dick. She knows it. Kairi knows it, and even EO knows it, even though I read that her fiance is a guy that just signed from New Japan, and his name is Evil. He's coming to the WWE. Oh, was that the box that my cousin got from? People say it was Takahashi. I'm like, it could be. I know Hiromu's coming to NXT, I heard. And, another guy from Japan. What was his name? I forgot his name. I forgot. I was, I think, someone with an S. I think, not Saya. I can't forget. I forgot the third guy I read. But I think the guy that sent my cousin Tony D that box with the Japanese writing, it could have been Chinese, but it's Japanese, that's Evil. So I think Evil will be debuting in NXT pretty soon. If not this Tuesday night. But we'll see. Look at that. Anyway, Asuka says, didn't have to be this way with EO, now it's time for revenge. And she's with Kairi! Kairi not really looking happy about that. She's like, you're the best. Yes, you're the best. I respect you, Asuka-chan, Scala-chan. They had a golden opportunity to do this at Mania, and we're gonna maybe getting this at Backlash. Backlash? I mean, really? What did Joey Styles say? I'm not good for Backlash? Yeah, because Backlash was a B-level pay-per-view like Joey Styles. Oh my god! You know? It is what it is. Alright, so let's see what happens with Asuka and EO and Kairi. And that's that. Speaking of EO, my third amazingly hot Asian wife, she teams up with the new SmackDown Women's Champion, Mommy Rhea Ripley, by brutality. And Rio is back, well, I guess for the last time, because later on we see EO and Rhea saying their goodbyes. EO's not, crying. I felt bad for EO. I wanted to hug her so tight. Hug it. Bring it in, man. Yeah. Alright, so, their name is Rio, and they dance upon my lap. And when they're done, they go and take a nap. Yeah. Alright, so, Rio takes on, well, Asuka and Kairi! The Kabuki Warriors in a tag team match. So, EO going against Asuka, and then EO and Kairi. Mommy Rhea Ripley just there, looking good. Pretty good match. I liked how they go to the outside. Cheap shot cuts Mommy Rhea Ripley off, and then Kairi goes up top, hits that insane! Boom! Right through the announce table. Well, actually not through it, but on the announce table, because it didn't break. I am the table! We go with, we get that. We go to break, come back, Mommy's still in trouble, but eventually she gets the hot tag to EO! Goes crazy. Bullet train attacks in the corner to Asuka and Kairi. Kick to the head, gets a near fall on Asuka. Mommy gives Asuka the laser's edge, Chico. Something happened to this, something happened to you, Chico. Then Io adds a missile drop kick for a near fall. And then pretty much finish off Kairi Sane as Mommy hits Riptide. And then Io goes up top. Whoop! Over the moon! So, 1, 2, 3, and poor Kairi. I didn't like it, but, you know, I gotta live with it because Io got the win. So, yes, it's what it is. Decent tag team match. 3 out of 5 stars. And then, you could tell Asuka was pissed. She was yelling at Kairi. Oh, boy. I can only imagine what's going to happen on this Monday night. She is mad. I think we're gonna get the story, you know, gonna continue the Asuka Kairi Io saga pretty much for another week or two. So, it might happen at Backlash. I really don't want to say it. Who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen? That's Alright, after that, Adam Pearce congratulates still the Intercontinental Champion as he, survived that 6-way ladder match. That was freaking epic. I mean, Javon with a OG cutter. I wanted it to be off the ladder, but no, not off the ladder. It was from the top rope on Rusev, who was on the ladder. And Javon came this close to getting the IC belt, but Pentagon still is your IC champ. So Pierce congratulates him on that. Speaking of bouncy, Javon comes in, wants a title shot one-on-one. Pentagon's like, I'm interested. Then he leaves, and then, the newest member of the Raw roster next to Joe Hendry, we'll see him this Monday night, because I think he's doing a concert, or we'll see him. We have former NXT World Champion, former Canadian National Champion, All Ego Ethan Page doing a pose. Alright, he comes in, doesn't really think much of Javon. We all seen that, what happened with them in NXT. And then Adam Pearce was like, hey, let's run it back from NXT. You guys gonna have a match later on. Okay. And we got that. Alright, so 2.5 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, then, it's time for Phil Brooks, CM Punk. He comes out. It's aging time! Not Asian, I said aging, because he's old. Old as shit. Anyway, he comes out, talks about how he lost his MMA trainer, lost his dog in a short amount of time. Sorry for his dog. You know, you never want to lose a fur baby. I mean, I lost, the wrestling cat Zuzu, pretty much almost 2 years ago this September. I miss her every day. I wish she was, right here. Pick her up. Pick her up and, give a nice hug and smoochy. It should be on the bed with the missus, just chilling. We're roaming around probably somewhere. Annoying me here.
I want food!
But anyway, I feel bad for Phil losing his dog, veterinary. That's that. Then he talks about the people behind the scenes that passed away, WWE. Those are the real heroes. The kind of people who make WWE run. Then he lost the belt to Roman. And he took away the anchor that kept him falling apart over all his losses. Not, blah, blah, blah. Bitching and complaining. And bitching and complaining. And bitching and complaining. Shut up, Phil. You lost to the better man. So, blah, blah, blah. He was always ready, if an opportunity would come. Blah, blah, blah. Talk about Jey Uso. And, he's still the best in the world. Proved it on Sunday night. Gave it everything he had, but it wasn't his night. You knew you were going to lose. And not going home because you never know when a title match could fall out of the sky. And then out of nowhere, why did he come out? Cody! MDK Cody, you bitch! Comes out, and boy, does he have a black eye. Woo! I mean, fucking Randy kicked his fucking face off. Woo! Look like he got into a fight. I mean, whoa, one hell of a black eye. So, he comes out, Punk's like, what are you doing here? He's like, did I go over my time? This is my time. Cody's like, well, this wasn't what I expected. And Punk asked if Cody expected him to freak out. Cody's like, yeah, pretty much. Punk's like, yeah, okay, that's fair. So Cody brings up the idea of feeling like a loser, because you are a loser. Check out my short, by the way. Punk seems to think Cody is saying that he should feel like a loser too, because you are. So he praises Cody for what he did on Saturday, beating Randy, even with the chicanery with Jerry Roll and Pat McAfee was ridiculously stupid. Now the path for Cody is to keep being the champ, while Punk just has to stay ready, because you never know when a championship opportunity is going to fall out of the sky. And he keeps looking at Cody's title, so I'm like, ooh, Punk's going to SmackDown, right? Maybe. But he leaves, and then Cody's like, hey, Punk, just say when. Punk's like, mm-hmm. So we could get it I doubt we'll get it at Backlash, because I think Randy's gonna get another title shot. I think by SummerSlam we could see Cody versus Punk on night 1, not night 2. Night 1. I think night 2 is probably gonna be, will be Roman and Oba. And then you got possibly Walter and Brock Lesnar, if that match happens. They're saying, oh, they're trying to get Brock to do SummerSlam. They want to do his retirement properly. Well, it's up to Brock right now. So this is in his hometown, in the Vikings stadium. I almost said arena, but stadium. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Alright. They could even do it at WrestleMania 43 next year in Saudi Arabia, which I heard the actual date, they're thinking about doing it March the 27th, or a backup date would be April the 10th. That's an early WrestleMania because, it's Saudi Arabia. It's 8 hours away. So, probably a 1 o'clock WrestleMania on a Saturday and Sunday next year. Next March or April. That's good. It ends early, and we can do whatever the fuck we want on a Saturday and Sunday night. Like this year, technically. Not this year, I should say, but, whatever. Alright. Alright, so we'll see what happens with Cody and Punk. But I don't care. Alright, Fiend Balor, well, the actual Fiend Balor says Dominic Guerrero brought it at WrestleMania, but the Demon put him down. He's not done with the Judgment Day, though, including JD McDumpfuck. And, Finn says, I remember JD coming to my gym as a kid, and now he's chosen to be with Dom Dom, Raquel, Roxanne Perez, and Liv Morgan. And now it's time to take him out. I think we got a match coming up later with that. It was next week. But, well, he put Dom Dom down, not in a great way. I know Eddie was not happy about that, but, It was a good match, ese pero, but, my son was never scared. I know he wasn't scared because he's not scared of anything, right? I know, he's my son. Okay. I get it. He's still the mega champion, ese. The king of the luchadores. You see his entrance, ese. That was fitting of me. That should have been me. I know, Eddie, but, you're up there now. Ah, goddammit, this halo on my head. Yeah, you and China wish you didn't have the halos on their head. And along with, Mikey. What? I said you don't need that halo on your head. I know, I can't get rid of it. I wish I had Dragon Balls. I'd resurrect all the people that died years ago, like Bray Wyatt, Owen Hart, people like that. But we don't have Dragon Balls here on Earth. This ain't anime, Yeah, I wish we did, you guys did have freaking Dragon Balls down there. I got them in my pants there, Mike. You're funny. You're very funny, Mr. Joseph. That was a great joke, essay. Okay, stop it now, guys. Stop. I know I'm funny, but, Hey, Mike, say goodbye. Boink! Okay, Eddie. Adios, my friend. Adios, ese pero. Okay. Bueno. And if you don't like my impressions, well, fuck you, man. That's that. Alright, so we see what happens with JD McDumpfuck and Fiend Balor and the rest of Judgment Day. That's it. Alright, then we get to Ethan and Javon. Want to get back from NXT. Good match. And then Alexander Rusev. Rusev smacks CJ Penny pussy. Yeah! He comes out after, basically he had the Intercontinental title. Basically, he had it, and then Javon hits the freaking OG Cutter on him, cost him the Intercontinental title, so he comes out for the scratch, which allows Ethan to break up the OG Cutter, and he runs and then he knocks Javon off the top rope, but Javon took a nasty spill. And then Ethan picks up Javon, hits the twisted grin, twist of fate. 1, 2, 3, Ethan wins his Raw debut in under 10 minutes. Match was alright. Didn't need the interference, but still. 2.5 out of 5 stars, and that's it. Alright, after the match, Rusev stays on Javon and locks in the Accolade. And then Pentagon, Zero, Miedo. He comes out for the save. Ethan knocks Pentagon off the top rope. And then Rusev grabs the Accolade on Pentagon, laid him out, then he grabbed the title. So I'm thinking, where's Teddy Long? Player. Tag team match, player. And if you don't like that, you're gonna go one-on-one with The Undertaker. So maybe a tag match. Pentagon and Javon taking on Rusev and Ethan. Maybe. We'll see what happens on Raw. That's this Monday. Moving on. Alright, then we see in the crowd the new women's tag team champions, Paige and Brie Bella, along with Nikki. They're there. Okay. They're in the crowd. Good for them. That's that. Alright, then it's time for the Judgment Day. And the new Raw women's champion, Liv Morgan, who caused a lot of troubles. That's me. She comes out with Dom Dom and Dominic Guerrero, JD McDumpfuck, Roxanne Perez, and Raquel Rodriguez. They all come out. Liv gets the "You Deserve It" chants, and she's like, "Oh, that's the smartest thing you said in a long time." And then she's like, "That's all because I'm the greatest women's champion of all time." I hate when she says it for a long time, but okay, we go with that. Thanks her teammates for being her rock. Really Dom for being her rock, and then being there for her. Promises to be even more trouble than she ever was before. And then that brought out another newbie to Raw, the resident surfer girl, Soruka. Woo! Her and Delta on NXT, they went to war, and then the ending of that match. Aye! So now Soruka's on the main roster, but they had to send her bye-bye on NXT. Oh, they sent her off, alright. Hello, her and Joe Hendry, the way they got destroyed. Woo! Holy shit. Anyway, so Soruka comes out and says, "Liv, you've been an inspiration to me for years." Aww. She knows Liv is the top woman in the division, but she's coming for her. Liv doesn't sound scared. They tease a fight, and then Adam Pearce comes out and says, "Hey, why don't we do it right now? But not for the title." Alright, so we get that. So I get the segment. I gave 2.5 out of 5 stars. We get to the match. Lasted under 12 minutes. Back and forth they went. Getting to the end. Soruka's big flippy dippity-doo takes out pretty much all 3 members of the Judgment Day. I think it was JD, Roxanne, and Raquel. And then out of nowhere, Delta comes out, spears her to hell, throws her back in, and then Liv hits Oblivion 1, 2, 3 to get the win in a non-title affair. But still decent, 2.5 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, Liv is going to the back with with her team, and then boom, Kane. No, the fire goes out. Kane does not come out. It's La Primera, the former champion Stephanie Paquette. She comes out, has a nice little stare down. I'm like, yup, rematch at Backlash. Probably some stipulation, maybe. We'll see. That's that. Let me move on. All right, then we get to a great video package for Brock Lesnar's career, set to "I Stand Alone" by Godsmack. Loved it. Good song choice there, Hunter. So, they felt like a tribute video to Brock. But I think we're going to see maybe some more of that. What was it? Move on. Alright, then the Vision come out. Well, the new, still the Vision. Logan Small, Austin Theory, My Name is Paul Heyman. They come out, and Braun Breaker, who came back and speared the living hell out of Seth freaking Rollins, who had a little tussle yesterday in Pittsburgh during the draft on some NFL show where the host was like bad-mouthing Seth. Seth's like, I'm out of here, fuck you. Oh, by the way, Cameron, you little... Don't ever talk about my tribal chief like that again. You fake 90s rapper. You were never good. Couple good songs in the 90s, but bye-bye. Now you're pretty much irrelevant doing a lame as fuck podcast. And then you had a badmouth Jimmy. You had a badmouth Jay. Jay beat your ass, rightfully so. And now you want to go after Jay. Now you want to go after Roman. Bad idea, dude. You want to fuck with the bloodline, dude? You want to end up like... I was going to say something else, but... You want to end up in the grave? Shut your mouth, do your garbage fucking podcast before you get seriously hurt. Because shut up! Not that. Alright, anyway. So Paul goes on a rant before he gets to Brock. Talks about how much the opening of the show, changed him. He heard Punk praising the production staff, but Brock is still in the now section of the signature for the opening of the show. And it's time to move him to the forever part, because that's where he belongs. So, he really cared about Brock, and, really rained down on the fucking production team. I don't blame him. Blame him and Hunter for that shit. Anyway, he talks about the matches at Mania, really Braun Breaker destroying Seth Rollins. He did mention Austin, ISO Speed turning on Austin Theory and Logan Paul. Blah blah blah. He blames ISO Speed for the loss at WrestleMania, but says actually Logan Paul said that, and Speed left WrestleMania with a piece of his fist in his face. Blah blah blah. Just like they left WrestleMania with the belts. Anyway, Heyman says he's ready to talk to Walter about repayment at any time. But the real MVP of WrestleMania is Braun Breaker. Heyman says he's glad to have him back, but Braun says that's ironic that he became the leader of the team 1 year ago in the very building. He loved taking the win from Seth at Mania. Hope Seth is watching, because he's gonna make Seth, and then Seth comes out of nowhere with a chair from behind, wallop Braun to the point where Braun's like busted wide open, and he's like bleeding really bad, and he had a concussion too, because they put him in concussion protocol. So we're not gonna see him. I'm probably not gonna see him on Raw this week. And then that's that. And then out of nowhere, of all people, the Street Profits come back. Michael Cole's like, really? Yeah, really. They come out for the save. They brawl with the Vision into the crowd. And then Seth cuts Braun off with a super kick. And like I said, Braun's busted open from the back of the head or the ear area. I don't know where. He was like bleeding his blood going all over his body and everything. But he's fine enough. Voice of Stomp hits a super spear. And then he picked up Seth, saying, "You're the reason. You caused this. You did all this, you bastard." Then, for added measure, another super spear knocked Rollins the fuck out. And that's that. So, it looks like the Street Profits are back going after the Raw Tag Team belts. Yes, I give it to them. But we'll see what happens with that. And then you can go with Seth and Braun at Backlash. And that's that. We'll see. See what happens with that. And we move on. Alright, speaking of JD McDumpfuck, we get a promo from him saying him and Finn were supposed to be family, but Finn has changed. Right. Yeah. You were with him for 20 years. Who's the guy that changed?
Hypocrite!
Just saying. Alright, so we get to the match, 6-minute match. Nothing to write home about. In the end, Finn goes up top, hits the coup de grace. 1, 2, 3, 6 minutes and 15 seconds. Kind of felt like a filler match. But it is what it is, and that's that. And then after the match, Dominic Gallardo runs in, goes after Finn, gets knocked into the corner, and looks to go for the coup de grace, but JD McDumpfuck got Dom out of there quickly. And there goes the ice cream truck. Usually it's around 3 o'clock. It's almost 7 o'clock. So maybe he had a rough day. Would you like a coconut? Oh, liquid shit coming up. That'd be $2.50. Mr. Softy. Yep. Hey, if you have a Mr. Softy in your state, God bless you. If not, it's only New York State, bitches. But I miss the ice cream, man. I have enough ice cream in my fridge for days. I mean, it's insane. Anyway. Alright, so Dom ran in, saved JD from getting... JD saved Dom from another coup de grace. He would have missed it anyway. My son would have rolled a leg because he's smart. It's like me. Okay, I get it, Eddie. Thank you. Anyway, moving on. Alright, after that, Walter says there's nothing between him and Paul Heyman. All that matters is getting his world title back. Possibly. Well, he is supposed to be facing Roman soon. I don't know when. Probably after this Jacob Fatu thing happens. Get to that. Maybe at Night of Champions or Clash in Italy they do that. We'll see. And then Eli Drake. That's not an insult. That's a fact of life. Yeah. He comes in, says, I didn't need help winning at WrestleMania. Yeah, you needed the Usos to win there, Eli.
Hypocrite!
You know? Another hypocrite. Awkward, but not hypocrite. But, well, he is awkward and a hypocrite. But moving on. Alright, then we get a look at what's coming on Raw on Monday, including the debut of... Say his name, he appears. We believe in Joe Hendry, who's now full-time on Raw. Big fucking whoop. Big deal. Alright, we go to back. We see, well, the breakup of Mommy Rhea Ripley and Io. So Rhea is no more because Mommy Rhea Ripley's not going to SmackDown. And not a draft, it's the Superstar Shake-Up. Wow. Great. Alright, so they hug each other, they're crying. So, they embrace and a big hug. I wish it was in the middle of that. And then Io goes her way. So Mommy keeps going down the back. She sees Liv Morgan, who basically tells her, enjoy SmackDown. And then Rhea's like, I'm looking forward to it. Well, most likely, Jade's going to be on SmackDown, so probably a rematch with Jade Cargill at Backlash. Then we go see what happens with that. Hey, maybe you never know. They could have Rhea versus Liv if they keep going all the way to the Crown Jewel. They have that Crown Jewel title where SmackDown and Raw, the men and the women's world champions face off. We'll see. I would love to have, Roman beat, on Raw, win the Crown Jewel title. It's not really a title, but still. Roman versus a SmackDown champion, whoever that could be. Could be Randy, if they go that route all the way through till November. Or October, November, whenever a Crown Jewel is. Yeah, we'll see. Alright, we got that, but, Mommy and Liv, can run it back a little bit. We'll see. Alright, after that, well, it's time for the final segment of the night. Roman Reigns, put up your ones. Our tribal chief is here. Does a big old walk through the back. He stops off at Gorilla to talk to the Usos. We're like, what's up, dog? What's up, chief? Put up your ones and all that. So one was like, you know what? Come on out with me. Why not? So they all come out, so a little Bloodline 1.0 reunion. The OTC Bloodline, or the OG Bloodline. So Roman says, I was going to keep things simple by talking about the title and the future, but I ran into my cousins. And he's like, you know what? I miss this. I miss when we were running things for almost 4 freaking years. But, we worked together. We did business as a family. And then he's like, hey, Jay, you had some rapper mocking you. But, but you're the man who changed everything. And then we get a yeet little geek chant before Roman talks about how they ran things for almost 4 years together. He says, I'm not asking you to serve me, but to be my blood, my family, and stand behind me. So, Jimmy's like, you know what? I'm going to speak for my brothers, and my other cousins. And he's like, they're all everybody else is number 2s, and we the ones. And then, Jimmy with the one. Jay, I was a little hesitant on Jay. Jay's like, put up your ones. Roman, about to put up his ones. And then out of nowhere, Jacob, fuck, he comes out. Roman's like, what are you doing out here? Little cuz. Little cuz, and Jacob did not like that. But anyway. So Jacob's like, I don't want, it's like, Roman's like, I guess you're out here, you want the title, or you're just out here to acknowledge me. Jacob's like, well, I don't want to be the tribal chief, but I don't even want the world heavyweight title. I need the title. I was like, oh boy. He's like, I don't want to be the tribal chief. I want everything that the tribal chief has. I need the shoe deal, the private jets, the Rolex. Put my kids in better schools. Then he says, at Backlash, I'm leveling up my household. And Roman, you will know that I am all gas and no brakes. Yeah, So Roman's not sure about any of all this. It's like, I don't even think you're ready right now, Jacob. And if you win, can you handle the pressure being the World Heavyweight Champion? So Roman's like, well, I'm not saying yes, I'm not saying no. But I'll see you next week on Monday Night Raw, little cuz. Then he leaves, and that was the end of Raw. They leave, and Roman's actually, they go up the ramp, he tells the Usos to, talk to your cousin. See what that's going to be like on Monday night, but Roman and Jacob, yeah. It's different. I was thinking maybe they start the Roman Walter thing. I guess we're going to wait for that. Maybe that happens at Clash in Italy, maybe at Night of Champions, maybe by King of the Ring. I think Oba wins King of the Ring, and then we see Oba versus Roman at SummerSlam. And Oba's pretty much gonna, he's not gonna annihilate him like he did the Brock. But I think Oba, I hate saying it, but, I wanted Roman to hold it till next year's Mania. But I don't think we're gonna, it may or may not happen, but, there was stories saying Roman's only gonna be a short-term champ. Like a couple months, and then he probably loses to like somebody like Oba. So I think Oba will pretty much have the Summer of Oba, Summer of Roman, and then they clash at SummerSlam. Oba wins, continues his epic reign through the rest of the summer into the fall, and possibly the winter. And Roman, we'll see what happens after the summer, whether he goes away for a while, comes back maybe at Survivor Series, or comes back at the Royal Rumble, going into Mania 43 next year. Who he faces, I don't know, maybe get a rematch with Oba down the line after that. Who knows? I mean, we'll see. It depends with how Hunter and Creative do with Oba. Like, who's his next challenger gonna be? They got nobody lined up. That's just horrible booking right there. Horrible. I mean, you got nobody nobody for Oba. I mean, you're gonna keep Oba off TV until July, when he goes back at the King of the Ring, wins it, and then it's like, oh, now I want to face Roman. Yeah, you're gonna keep him off TV for 2 months, and then he comes back and he has no matches in between that to get ready for Roman. What, are you gonna put him against Mac fucking Cardona or some shit like that? He needs credible challengers. You know? How about Oba versus Walter? That makes sense. In my eyes, I think it is, but, you know. I don't know, Cliff. I don't know. I know I'm not stuck. So, we'll see what happens on SmackDown tonight. With Cody, Randy, Trick Willie, the new United States Champion. See where he goes. Maybe a rematch with Sami Zayn. Maybe Mello comes out. He's not doing the open challenge, which kind of sucks, because I want, random people to just come on SmackDown and face Trick Willie, but, I mean, we got that. We got the Wyatt Six, the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions. We'll see what happens with them. But now they don't have Nikki Cross anymore. I don't know if they're going to be on SmackDown. We'll see. We'll see what happens with Julio, still the United States Champion. Tiffy is the number 1 contender. I think they had the match this week, or they're going to have it at Backlash. We'll see what happens with that. And a whole lot more on your 3-hour cure for insomnia tonight. SmackDown. From, I think it's Laredo, Texas? I don't know where we are this week. I don't care. Look at that. So, SmackDown should be a pretty good show. Actually, it is must see and expect the unexpected. That's what the USA Network said in a press release. It's like, expect the unexpected tonight on SmackDown. So we can get some debuts. We get some weirdness going on for 3 hours. I mean, gonna be an interesting show with a SmackDown after Mania, and that's pretty much it. Alright guys, that is it for my Raw review. I'm going to try to get my NXT review up before we get to SmackDown. We'll talk about AEW maybe later tonight. We'll see what happens with that. Tomorrow, late tomorrow night, we'll talk about TNA and Ring of Honor. And then early Sunday, we'll talk about Collision. And then Sunday night, we'll talk about the spring cleaning, everything that's been going on since today, tomorrow, possibly Sunday. And we'll get to that. And, yeah, that'll probably be it for your Sunday. And get ready for Monday Night Raw on Monday. That's pretty much it. Alright, so final rating for Raw. I gave it 7.25 out of... 7.25 out of 10 stars. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. And like Trick Woody would say, let's talk about it. And that's that. Alright, guys, thanks for watching. Until next time, peace.